he has his next talk in 2 weeks at the Fort Lauderdale show. And so, what has that been like, kind of like ending the year as a speaker?
Well, a couple things changed since the last episode. I feel like when I came into the first episode, I was starting on so many things. I
Mm-hmm.
was recently leaving the treatment room and starting my production company, and that has been going so well for me. That I'm so happy to be back and like bring all the news, right? The
Mm-hmm.
shows are one of the things that was such a good push for me to
Mm-hmm.
keep it moving and just keep it going. The shows are amazing, like connecting with the people. Have worked the shows before, but in a different area, like from a different perspective. Like when I was working the shows before, I was working for a company that I love so much. And now just going on my own and
Mm-hmm.
like under my own name, it feels so different. It feels so cool to connect with so many people and so many beautiful souls,
Mm-hmm.
like so many people that approach me after the class and tell me like how inspirational it was or like how motivating it was. Like I had a client that I believe she was 63 years old. She attended to both of my classes in the Philly show,
Mm-hmm.
and she messaged me later saying, "Gabe, my husband recently died, and I've been trying to like find something that I love ever since." And after like watching you and like seeing you speak, I really want to do makeup. I thought I was too late to start, but you're never too late to start something. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was so beautiful. And just to get to connect with people like that and get that feedback is such a boost,
Yeah.
in life. It's just such um like a soul food.
I feel like with the shows, like sometimes, obviously, since I'm a newer esthetician, I feel like I'm talking to new esties to go out to the show and like learn. But sometimes it's like those estheticians that have been around for a while, or even just like 5, 10 years, 30 years, that they just need to be re inspired. And I feel like coming to the show and going to talks like yours just helps, like, give, like, it brings a spark back into people's creativities and what they want to do in life.
Yes, and I love to spark that inspiration in people. I feel like this is one of my the things that I love the most is to inspire other people, is to show that hey, I'm here and I'm not different than you. Like everything that
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing for myself, you can also do it for you. And I feel like this is like such a special thing to do. There are a lot of people that get to a certain point in life and they gatekeep and they're like, wow, I've worked really hard for this, like this is not for everyone. And I'm not like that. I feel like this is for everyone. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like everyone could be walking in my shoes, could be doing the things that I'm doing. And I feel that's why people connect with me a lot because I'm very humble.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's a generational thing? Because, like, for example, I want to start like my fitness journey, and I'm already thinking, like, I'm going to document it and hold myself accountable and share with people, like, what I'm going through. Do you feel like it's more like the older generation that wants to gatekeep, and the younger is more like share it all?
I feel like so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people that have worked, 20, 30 years to get where they are now kind of feel some type of way to see someone young and reaching places that they have worked so hard to reach
Mm-hmm.
and so like quick, right?
Yeah.
I feel like my growth and my career has been growing very fast, and there are people, for example, in the production industry and in general that see me, working with different clients and doing so many things like producing master classes for other professionals, making content for service providers, and so many other things that I do. And they're like, how did you get there so like
Mm-hmm.
quickly, right? And it's just such a not smart thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. It's a generational thing. Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like people before, like older people, they think that you have to suffer as much as they have suffered
Mm-hmm.
to get somewhere in life. And no, I don't believe that. I come from a mindset of abundance. I think that everything flows to me
Mm-hmm.
easily. I don't think that anything is hard for me. I think that literally anything that I want to do, I will. And like everything that I want to accomplish, I will. It's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my belief. I come from a very abundant mindset.
Yeah. I feel like as like this year I've noticed a few like limiting beliefs that I've had. For example, like I feel like I associate making more money with working more, and then I found myself really burnt out, and it was like I was making more money, but I was working like crazy. So it's been taking me a little bit of like a mindset shift to be like I don't have to work as hard.
This is something that is crazy, and I think about it all the time. How it's such an old belief that comes from a very scarcity mindset that
Mhm.
old generations passed on to us, which is good things are so hard to get.
Mhm.
Like you have to work so hard to get money. You have to do like it's you have to suffer to get something good. And
Mhm.
it comes from such a scarcity mindset that I just don't like I don't align with that. Like
Yeah.
and now when I make money easily, like I've, been able to break down those mindsets and those self-limiting beliefs. But before when I like made money in an easy way, I would feel like a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like this is not supposed to be like that. Like
Uh-huh.
what's the catch?
Uh-huh.
Like how did I make this money? And I didn't have to work so hard.
Yeah. I think my thing is so I there was a point where my mindset was really good. I was making good money. I was even like I have this client that she always gives me $100 tip. She's come to see me already like 6 times, and so I have like literally $600 in my wallet from her just alone. And but then I don't know, then I get those few clients here and there that I know that they're not as like they're struggling more with money. And so for them, I'll start to like discount, or I notice once I do it once, then I do it again. And then I do it again. And then I lose the whole I stop attracting those clients that are more like, here
It
you go.
comes from you. It comes from your own energy. Like
Mhm.
I am someone that used to be very into like emotional discount. I am I don't know how to like I'm learning how to charge people like the amount that like my value.
Mhm.
And before it was to be the hardest part. I feel like for most people that's the hardest part is charging and like coming up with a price. And I feel like I've done like I've given so many emotional discounts before where like people will look at you and you just be like, oh my god, they're so cute, how can I charge them? And I'll give discounts, but
Uh-huh.
then I stopped doing that because that's self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
You should always know your value. You should always charge your price, and if they can't pay for it, then it's not your ideal client. That's what I've been seeing. I have lost a few clients ever since I started having my own business,
Mhm.
being my own boss, because I start raising my price and, setting a price that it's worth of my time. And because I know everything that goes behind, like even makeup, I used to have a soft glam option,
Mhm.
and then people were booking the soft glam because it was cheaper, and I'm like, but you want a full glam, why you're booking a soft glam? So I removed soft glam from my service
Mhm.
list, and now all makeups are full glam. People were abusing of that, and then after I removed that, a few clients just didn't book it anymore,
Mhm.
because they're like, oh, like you raise your prices. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford it, then you're not my ideal client. I'm sorry.
I know. I actually my employee, or I should stop saying employee. My team member, she told me the other day how appreciative she is that like I set these prices, and they're prices that are above what she would charge for herself, but she's not the owner. So when someone comes in for a facial with her, she doesn't have any control over discounts. So it's really like me, who people look at me and they're like, can I give you? And once you give one person a discount, that same person will just keep asking for discounts over and over again. So I just try not to do it anymore. Um, but yeah, I cannot wait for the day I have a front desk girl or guy that can just be like, this is the price. Like, that's it.
Yeah. I've learned that from Sissy, actually. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Sissy, I used to work for Sissy here in Miami, and it was the same. Like, I felt so confident telling people the price because I'm not the owner, like, Sissy's the owner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is how it is. This is the price. And, yeah, I'm sorry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've, learned that from her, and I was able to start implementing on my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had to fire clients because of that, asking for discounts, and then you realize that you're overworking yourself for this client
Mm-hmm.
just to make them happy. I used to have a client that I fired that would always ask for discounts and be like, oh, like, I have a lot of following, I can like promote you on my social
Mm-hmm.
media, and over promising things that and would never make.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she would say that she would post about it and make, like, a post on her feed, and never did, and kept asking for the same discounts. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. And then I
Yeah.
just fired her. I never
I
took
fired
her
her.
again.
Yeah.
And let's normalize firing clients. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to fire a client that it's not it's not worth it of your time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've done that before, and I'm happy to keep doing
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, because they're obviously not valuing you.
No, it's devaluing my work. It's making me feel less off because,
Mm-hmm.
if you keep asking for discounts, you're telling me that it's not worth of the price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I value my time so much because I know the process of it. Mostly when it comes to production, people think that it's just the time of recording, but you have to think that there's post production that takes most of the time, and people don't know how long and how many hours I spend editing, importing, uploading, and all of that. And so now I just charge my price. And if you can't afford it, then I'm going to have to look for someone who can.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like makeup and doing facials. Like there's the whole obviously buying product, but then cleaning up, and there's so much behind the scenes stuff.
Laundry.
Laundry, so you need to take that account into your pricing. You shouldn't just be charging just for the hour.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes too, you feel like, oh my God, they're paying, like, let's say, like, they're paying $200 for this one service. And you feel like, oh my gosh, should I make it cheaper? But then no,
Mm-hmm.
like, you have to also make money somehow. And I have, the thing is, if it was an essential service, right? If we were like an emergency care
Mm-hmm.
that you come here because you need this service, it's one thing. But this is luxury. This is a luxury service. Unfortunately, if you can't afford it, then you can't have it,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about a luxury service. When you're having a facial, that's luxury. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why a lot of estheticians too are scared, because whenever there is like an economy crisis, that's the first thing they're going to cancel, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing they're going to reschedule. It's the facials, because they also know it's a luxury service. It's
Mm-hmm.
not an essential need. So I feel more confident charging people when it comes to like production service, makeup, like,
Yeah.
you can do your own makeup. If you're hiring me, it's because you want that luxury feeling of
Mm-hmm.
receiving makeup, having a makeup artist. And people love to say, oh, I'm here with my makeup artist, like this person that I hired. So if
Uh-huh.
you want to feel like that, if you want to be able to speak like that, then you have to afford it.
Yeah, you'll feel like a princess. Like when you did my makeup for my birthday, I felt like a princess. Everyone walked in and you were like doing my makeup, and I was like, this is the type of treatment that I deserve year round. And so it's like you're making them also feel luxurious. It's just it should go, you should feel also like what you're providing is high value, and they should feel also like a high value person receiving something of high value.
Yes. And it got easier for me when I realized
Mhm.
that I bring a lot to the table. Hello. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm it's not about just the makeup application. It's not about the products. It's about me, my time, what I
Mhm.
bring to the table, everything that I've been through, everything that I've learned from life, like my whole journey matter.
Mhm.
All the years and years that I've spent trying and failing and then getting better and working, on myself,
Mhm.
that all matters.
Yeah.
Just because I can do something in 5 minutes doesn't mean that it took me 5 minutes to learn how to
Mhm.
do it in 5 minutes,
Mhm.
And yeah.
So I feel like your mindset is really good. Is obviously as you work through your career, there's going to be like bigger like limiting beliefs that you have to tackle through as you grow. Do you feel like there's any like currently, and how do you move through that? Because I kind of want to know like your process of like just moving through your limiting beliefs and, taking them apart and leveling up.
I think that limiting beliefs are always here,
Hmm.
right? I speak to people that are very successful. They've achieved things that I want to achieve in life. They have the penthouse, they have the money, they have all the things that I want to have one day. They have a solid career. And I always ask them, like, how do you feel now? Like, do you still have fear? Do you still have imposter syndrome? And yes, they always say, yes, I still have fear. I still go through those things. And it's just different, it's just different fear. Now they fear of losing everything they have. Before it
Mm.
was like you fear of being capable. Can I have that? Can I make that? Can I accomplish that? And then when you accomplish, it becomes, I'm afraid I'm gonna lose everything. Because that's how life is. Life is unpredictable. Security, it's just there's there isn't such thing as feeling secure
Mm-hmm.
in life, because you can have a lot of money in the bank and then something can happen, like someone can have cancer in your life and you can have cancer and all those things can happen and you
Yeah.
lose all your money, you lose everything. So many things can happen, right? So I feel like when it comes to limiting beliefs, I'm just always trying to fill up my spiritual side and just fill up my faith and believing more and more and more in myself, and just having that blind faith that everything is happening for a reason. I'm meant to be here. Everything that is happening for me have a purpose behind, and even the loss, even the bad things are here in my favor.
Mm.
So that's why I try to rely on, because I still have fear, and
Mm-hmm.
like working for myself, having my own business, you always gonna fear, like what if I go through a month where nobody books,
Yeah.
nobody hires me for anything. You always gonna have that in the back of your mind, which I do, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't let fear run my life.
Mm-hmm.
I let fear in the passenger seat, and then I'm driving. I'm in control.
Yeah, like you kind of accept that fear is always going to be a part of the journey.
And I make friends with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. Before, I used to think that, I have to get rid of fear. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have this limiting belief. I have to get rid of it. No, I have to first understand, where does it come from?
Mm-hmm.
What trauma in life brought me here?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
like
I
you work it backwards.
make peace with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand it's always gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
We're never gonna live a life fearless, and that's what keeps you moving, that's what keeps you pushing. Otherwise, you just
Mm-hmm.
get so comfortable.
I feel like when I talk to you, sometimes you say things and I'm like, oh, okay, that's like a message. Because like I sometimes feel like, oh, why can't I just get rid of this belief? I've been working on it my whole life. And I think that I just need to accept that there's certain beliefs that are so deeply rooted that they're probably going to be with me to the day that I die. But
Yeah.
it's just about like continuously moving forward and just like doing it anyways and,
Yeah.
believing in myself.
And you also develop new fears, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Like I never before in my life had a fear of dying. I was never worried about dying, never in my
Mm-hmm.
life. And then now I feel like I'm developing some kind of fear of dying. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm scared, like what if I die and I don't get to do everything that I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to, get married, I want to have a family, I want to have like a really good solid career and all of those things, and I'm now afraid, like what if I die and I don't get
Mm-hmm.
to do all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's just like you can also develop new fears, you get
Mm-hmm.
rid of some and then some other ones come up. So navigating through life, there's always gonna be fear
Mm-hmm.
around, and that's normal. We're only human, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we can do is try our best to navigate through it, make peace with it, understand where does it come from, and just believe that you're a bad bitch.
Facts. So, Master Manifester, can you tell us your secret sauce? How do you manifest so many different opportunities in your life that are like completely aligned with you?
I think that comes from within always. There are people who look for things like on the exterior to make them believe of something. Like you will only believe when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe first and then I see it. So it always comes from within. I think the secret sauce is just truly believing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just go full on delusional about it, and that's how I am. Like I've always knew that I will make it. I always like I know I will make it.
Mm-hmm.
When I get to do something that I have dreamed of so long for such a long time, when it gets here, the feeling is, yeah, that was meant to be. I know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful and I love everything that I'm doing. For example, speaking
Mm-hmm.
at the shows, like that has been in the back of my mind for years. Even before I became an esthetician, I went to um, a speaking contest and I saw a lot of like doctors speaking about beautiful things and amazing things. And I looked at them and I was like, oh my God, one day I'm going to be speaking. Like it was just like
Yeah.
that feeling, like those chills when you see something that you really want to do. And in the back of my mind, I just knew it was going to happen. So when the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity came, I almost couldn't believe it. But at the same time, it felt like it was so meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I already knew it was going to happen,
Yeah.
and everything in life, I think it was like that for me. One day I dreamed of moving to America. One day I've dreamed of living in Miami, but I always knew I was going to make it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a balance of knowing it's going to happen and believing it's going to happen. And also, I think that there is something about our brain, there's some science behind the brain and how it works, that when you believe in yourself, when you believe you can do something, you are way more likely to actually make it
Yeah.
than if you keep beating yourself down. And also, you can develop so many diseases. Like
Mm-hmm.
people there I was watching this um podcast and they were talking about how there is studies on brains of people who are very self-deprecating, very has a lot of self-limiting beliefs, don't believe in themselves, and how over time they develop brain like issues and problems and
Mm-hmm.
diseases, and how they live much less than people that are more motivated and
Mm-hmm.
believe in themselves. So it's always about like brain science.
Yeah.
You
Like your
can really.
body's listening, your brain's listening, your organs are listening to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just that constant stress that you
Mm-hmm.
put your body through every day by thinking that you're not capable, you're not going to make it, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve money, you have to suffer to get something good, you have to work so hard to get something good. It's just so stressful for the body that you end up developing cancers and all those things.
Mm-hmm. I honestly really believe in what you said because I remember it's like this is super vulnerable, but there was a time I was really, really depressed and like I couldn't really even do much. So I would say, like, I had an affirmation. It was just like, God is working through me. Like, I'm not doing anything because I literally cannot. And then I noticed myself getting up and washing my hair and like just doing basic stuff, but that I maybe would have just stayed in bed all day long.
I have a tip for that. Whenever I'm feeling well, I still go through moments. I was just telling a few hours ago
Mm-hmm.
how I feel like in life, whenever you reach a high peak,
Mm-hmm.
there's always an opposite effect of the same level, right? So I had such a high peak in life, and then right after it starts to go down, and then I had like a lot of like depressing feelings where I was unmotivated. I didn't want to leave bed. I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to do my skincare. And whenever I realize that I don't want to do my skincare routine, I know something is wrong because that's something that I will always do. Like I can
Ay.
get home like 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
after a club, I will still wash my face and do my skincare routine, the
Mhm.
whole 10 steps. So when I'm feeling like I don't even want to do it, I realize that, hey, something is going on. Like
Mhm.
something is going on, something cosmic or whatever. I don't know what it is. And when I go through those phases, I like to clean my house with an intention. So
Mhm.
like I'm like mopping the floor and I'm cleaning my room and I'm cleaning the bathroom and I'm cleaning everything that I'm cleaning physically. I'm in my mind, I'm also cleaning spiritually. Like I'm
Mhm.
cleaning the energy off manually, you know? And I feel that's such a good tip because whenever I'm done cleaning, I feel just so
Much
much
better.
better. I feel like my energy is different. I feel like everything around me is different. So if you're feeling like bad and depressed, I know it's hard, but just get up and start cleaning your room, start cleaning your place. You're going to feel so much better after.
Mhm.
I also like to listen to like calming music
Mhm.
or gospel. Like I love
Mhm.
gospel music and I like to put it in a bag and then just like start doing my thing
Mhm.
and I feel so much better afterwards.
I feel like even so something like as an esthetician sometimes I feel really energetically drained after, especially because this week I did buccal massage. I did five. I did five facials in one day, and like three of them were buccal massages. And I was like, why did I do that to myself? But it really got to me, and I knew I'm like, I need to go for a run. I need to do something to release like all this tension. I didn't do it, and I had like a little breakdown. So I really like that you're talking about this because I feel like even as simple as like rearranging your room or cleansing your esthetician suite, like doing stuff like that, or just like going to the beach, really setting boundaries, not maybe seeing because I see clients like I work like 6 days a week. So sometimes I need to set boundaries for myself and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the beach or I'm gonna do this for myself.
Yeah, I've been putting myself first lately. I feel that whenever I'm not working, like I
Mm-hmm.
feel that I'm so like procrastinating and I feel so miserable. I hate to procrastinate, but that's something that is part of me. I love also to procrastinate. So whenever I am doing it, I do it intentionally. Like if I'm going to procrastinate today, I'm going to do it intentionally,
Mm-hmm.
with the intention in my mind that yes, today that's all I'm going to do, nothing.
Yeah.
And or I'm gonna, like, oh, I have so much work to do today. Okay, maybe if I can move it to tomorrow, then I'll take the day off and I'll like go for a run, go outside, go to the beach. If I can't give myself that, I will,
Mm-hmm.
instead of feeling bad about it or feeling like I have to work every day.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about like money mindset, we talked about manifestation, and then also just caring for your mental health and energetic health. Is there anything else that you feel like I didn't ask that you want me to touch upon? Or like any messages you want to share to our listeners?
Um, yes, I feel like there is a saying that it's about like a fish that lives in water doesn't really know what water is, right? I feel like sometimes I feel like an outsider when I'm like in America, for example, even though Miami is just like it's almost like different than America, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
its own thing. But I feel like because I am an immigrant, I come from a different place. I've been through uh the experience of living outside of here and living in a third world country. I just value and appreciate so much all the opportunities that this country has
Mm-hmm.
for me and all that it has given me. And sometimes I see a lot of people that are born and raised here and they have no idea of how much power and how much they can do with what they have in here.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if I am capable of doing all the things that I'm doing. Like I came from a whole different country, from a whole different background. I had to learn a whole different new culture. I had to learn a whole different new language and adapt myself. If I can get where I am getting, I feel like you can also. So it's never too late to start. You just have to truly believe in yourself and be your own hero because nobody is going to look at you and like try to change your life for you, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to do it. So everything that I can do, everything that I am doing, you can also do it.
Mm-hmm.
As an esthetician, as a makeup artist, or whatever you do, you can always evolve and grow into something else.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you are an esthetician right now doesn't mean that you have to do this one thing for the rest of your life. Like I started as an esthetician and then makeup and then production, and my life is completely different than it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just feel like I'm open to everything,
Mm-hmm.
and I just let life take control of me. One of the biggest tips that I can give is let go of control, let go of trying to make things yourself, because every time you try so hard to do something and to get something, it doesn't go as you plan, it doesn't go as you want it to go.
Yeah.
So just letting go of that control and letting life guide you and letting life show you what, like where you should be,
Mm-hmm.
will be such a, like getting out of a cage feeling.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that message was for me. Like literally everything you said, from when you started from a fish doesn't know that it's in water, like that was really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
You have a really beautiful like heart, beautiful mind, and I think a huge part of it is your background and just your gratitude, your heart of gratitude. Like I feel like you're always truly grateful.
I am. Sometimes I take it for granted. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. I'm only human.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so easy for you to get used to something good.
Mhm.
So sometimes I'm like, hey, I
Snap
once
out of it.
dreamed
Yeah.
to be here, and that's something that I do daily, frequently. Like, oh my God, like I live exactly what I want to live. I drive the car that I want to drive. I live by myself in my own apartment in Miami. Like I'm always like constantly bringing those things up that once I dreamed of,
Mhm.
because it's always, I feel like there's always going to be someone that has more than you and
Mhm.
that is doing it better. So it's so easy for you to look around and be like, well, but they're doing it better. So why should I be so grateful for what I have?
Yeah.
Because once you have dreamed of it,
Yeah.
like, and now that you have it, you should be always grateful and not take it everything for granted.
Mhm. Thank you.
Of course.
Alrighty, so we're gonna do my makeup now. Stay tuned. Check it out.